Let's talk about a section of your LinkedIn profile you may not be using. The licenses and certification section is a great place to add professional development. Let's take a look at the licenses and certification section on LinkedIn. If you don't already have a licenses and certification section, and this may be the case for many of you, you can go ahead and add a section at the top of your LinkedIn profile. It's right under education. See, licenses and certifications. Your licenses and certification section is particularly helpful if you're on the job market or if you're in grad school and you're not sure exactly what you want to do when you get out. So licenses and certifications is a great way to highlight your skills, to actually prove some of your skills to potential employers. But this is also a great way to share some of the professional development you may have done in the academy, things like teacher training, or online teacher training or research training that may not fit somewhere else on your LinkedIn profile. So let's take a look. I have some things like email marketing certification, social media certification, Google Ads certification. These were things that help me show to people that I'm capable of doing things like Google Analytics. These are specific tools and programs. But for professors, you may be including things like professional teacher training that you've taken or training in science writing or science communication. Anytime you've done extra training that results in some kind of license or certification, this is a great place to include it. So when you're adding a license or certification entry, you can go ahead and click the plus sign. You'll see here that the two things that are required are your name and the issuing organization. So that means that even though this section is called licenses and certifications, if you have professional development training and it's something that you can include a name and an issuing organization for, say, training that I did for my online teacher certification was through the Online Learning Consortium. And the coursework that I took was focused on course design. So I could include that entry here if I was trying to communicate on my LinkedIn profile that was a skill that I had. This is all about thinking about your goals. What do you want to highlight on your LinkedIn profile? What would be helpful for more people to know about you? This section is a great one to take advantage of, to sharing more about who you are and some of the skills that you have. When you've finished with an entry, you can go ahead and click Save. Let's take a look at a complete entry. So this is a free certification program that I did through HubSpot, and this is about inbound marketing. Let's see. I have information here like the issuing date. This particular certification does not have an expiration date, but if it did, I would enter it here. And this is one thing that I wanted to show you on this video. Some certifications that you take will have a credential ID or maybe a license number, some kind of identifying number to show that you've completed the course. That way, if someone wanted to check, they could, contact the issuing organization and make sure. Not that anyone's going to check, but that is what credential ID is for. Some certification programs also include a URL where people can actually click the link and see maybe a copy of your certificate or some kind of verification that you have completed that particular training. So that is something that you can add here, but not all of this information is required. Again, the only two that you have to fill out are the name and the issuing organization. So that gives you a lot of freedom for what to include. And when you're done editing or adding a new entry, you can go ahead and click Save. A lot of grad students, when I'm doing workshops, will ask something like, do I need licenses and certifications on my profile? Is it necessary for LinkedIn to have this section? And the answer is no, it's not necessary. If this is a section that you don't feel like you have anything for, or you just don't want to put in the work to share this, you want to put your energy in elsewhere, that's totally okay. But I do want to say that employers do value licenses and certifications quite highly. They value them a surprising amount, to be honest, because we value education so much, because we value degrees and training. It doesn't always make sense that maybe a 3-hour certification program that you've done in email marketing or in, R is something that is going to matter to employers, but it will. So if you're in grad school or if you're thinking about leaving the academy at some point, this is a section where you may think about what you can add. You may think about what you might take on and what kind of training you might want to do to add to this section, because it really is valued. It is something that can prove some of your skills and show that you've taken really specific training in that area. So I encourage you to think about this section and to be open about it, because it does have a lot of potential to communicate more about you.